feet, turn right onto Burroughs Street.
I didn't see Burroughs. Did you see it?
So we are at TechTown, right?
TechTown Detroit, yeah.
TechTown Detroit.
But if I say something that sounds stupid, I can go, let me try that one again, right?
Oh no, oh no, it's all in. Our stupid remarks are all in.
Oh, okay,
No,
the stupid ones are all in. All right, do you want
We
to...
keep those. So we're talking to Ned Staebler, who's CEO of TechTown. TechTown means different things to different people.
It does, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, and I got to tell you, we've been doing the show now. We have about 5 or 6 tapes, and it's called Coffee Break with John Prost.
Yeah.
But none of them have had coffee.
Yeah,
See, you know, we
we should have done that. We
Oh,
have
I know.
all
No,
the
it's all.
coffee
Yeah,
we need.
so that, I don't know what I got to do. Doesn't matter. Really hard coffee. He's a pro, and he's exactly what you need to do something like this. Go, what a place! What a place! You think about starting my own business, I'd come running down here in 2 seconds. You know, it's amazing. This is Coffee Break with John Prost. Okay. That's hot. Okay. You're CEO, and you've had some great jobs before that.
well, I have 2 jobs right now. So I'm trying to be a Detroiter, right, with multiple jobs, a couple of side hustles. I'm the Vice President for Economic Development at Wayne State.
Good.
And the President and CEO here at TechTown.
Terrific.
Before that, I was the Vice President at the Michigan Economic Development Corporation.
Yes.
Before that, I was in the private sector for a dozen years or so.
TechTown means different things to different people.
It does, yeah. So TechTown is a business incubator and accelerator. We're Detroit's oldest and most established and most successful one. But we don't just do tech. We've had a couple of times when we've hired consultants and paid them way too much money to answer the question, should we change our name? Both times they took our money and told us not to. So we got the building in like 2000.
Right.
But at 04 we started building it out, and we've been building it out ever since. The last major renovation was this first floor.
Very nice.
Quite ironically, we started everywhere else, and we finally got down here about 4 years ago when we blew this all open
Wow.
and created a co-working space.
Yep.
Originally, we were going to commercialize technology out of Wayne State University, and that was our primary mission. But along the way, we realized there was a lot of other technology and a lot of other entrepreneurs in the community that could benefit from the same process of acceleration and incubation that we're using. So we expanded first to tech entrepreneurs not associated with the university. And then, about 5-6 years ago, we realized that same set of process could be used for a non-tech business as well. So we created a whole series of programs we called Blocks, where we do retail boot camps, and we work with businesses across the city.
Okay.
So our co-working space has about 250 members in it, representing 120, 130 different companies. There's 3 different sort of levels. One, you can just plop yourself down and use coffee and Wi-Fi and desk. The next gets you a dedicated desk, and then you get bigger space. We've been so busy down here, we've created 2 other similar spaces throughout the building.
Wow.
With different amenities. Some have doors you can close around individual offices, around shared space. They all have little phone booths. You can go and close a deal or negotiate a salary if you need to. We just inked a deal. When is this going to air?
April.
Fabulous. It's April now. Boy, the weather's nice. It's raining a little bit, but we just inked a deal with Lear to be downtown in a space on Capitol Park. The Ralph Wilson Foundation has given us a large grant to help them use those same principles that we use for accelerating tech businesses. We're going to take it to nonprofits as well. So on Grand Boulevard, we're going to have a Center for Nonprofit Support. And Wayne State University is in the process of helping to build an innovation district around here. And TechTown is going to be a focal point. So we think there'll be 2 or 3 more sort of physical locations in and around this neighborhood as well. So, and then of course there's beer, popcorn, a ping pong table, all that kind of stuff as well. Everything, that
Young people want.
Young and old people occasionally want as well. And it's all intended to try to be a magnet to draw more people in and do things like that.
Wow.
Yeah, which
That's great.
sort of works. So.
What's the most successful business that you have here?
So John, which is your most successful child?
Aha!
Yeah. I don't answer that question. We have lots of great. They're all wonderful in their own ways. I can tell you fabulous stories about each of our entrepreneurs, but I don't play favorites.
Okay, I see what you're saying, yeah. What's the most unusual one you've ever had?
Ooh, unusual.
Yes.
Interesting. We've got folks that are doing proteins made from bugs, beetles.
I saw that
on
your board.
Yeah, that's a fun one. It's everything from Bridge Magazine or MLive's Detroit office to coding academies to a guy who's electrified the drivetrain of medium-sized commercial trucks to Slow Roll Detroit, healthcare IT business, network information business, architect. It's really a mix. And what's really interesting is they work together. So the digital marketing company ends up doing a lot of work for folks here. When you're trying to create a culture of creativity and innovation and entrepreneurship, building a critical mass is important, and creating that sort of buzz and creating what we call serendipitous collisions. So we're intentionally creating serendipity. I don't know if that's a real thing, but we're doing it anyway. So I have a door counter above the door. We had 150,000 plus people, close to 160,000 in the building last year.
Wow.
And we set a target for 180,000 this year. Just for context, the DIA gets about 250,000. So my goal is to get up to where the DIA is without a Renoir, a Van Gogh, or a Degas. If I can do that, I think we're doing pretty well.
We'll get you one. What the heck?
Well, if you might see me in December running in and out the door a lot.
Yeah.
So this right here is the Detroit Revitalization Fellows Program.
Okay.
This is the Challenge Detroit Fellowship. Their offices are here, and then every Friday the Challenge Detroit Fellows get together to work on community projects, helping out nonprofits around the city as well. We'll do second floor and third floor.
Okay, good.
Wayne State,
Yep.
their Office of Economic Development. Remember, that's my other hat.
Yep.
The Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program is based here. Consulting firms, Mercedes-Benz Financial Services does a lot of trainings.
Good.
And things here. I always say TechTown is where the stereotype of the young white male entrepreneur goes to die, because 40% of our entrepreneurs are over the age of 50.
Oh, wow.
70% of our entrepreneurs are not white.
Right.
And 35% of our businesses are women-owned.
Oh, terrific.
And look, those numbers are a little different on the tech side versus non-tech side in that. And we got a lot of work to do, but we're frequently held up as sort of a best practice. The Michigan Neonatal Biobank,
Oh, terrific.
which is a collaborative effort. Watch where you're going. We'll edit that out.
That's
all
all
right.
right.
Actually, no, leave that in the blooper reel. This is the Lyft,
Okay.
Michigan's program office. That's Ellie. He runs Lyft for Michigan.
Yep.
So this is a digital marketing firm that started in our co-working space. They grew to about 13 people, and we kicked them out of their co-working space. They moved to a really awesome suite up on the 5th floor under the skylights. The two principals got to fight, and the company split up. 4 of them went back to our co-working space. Now I think there's a dozen or so, and they're up here in this kind of cool office they build out up in here. So we're able to help a company like that. That's why I say space is just as important. Over here are a bunch of support service businesses, a crowdfunding platform for local community groups to do neighborhood projects. Global Health Initiative is here as well. Oh, our Papa Shop machine, that's where it went. Somebody moved it over here. I've been looking for that. Century Partners is a great community real estate development firm that is working with some bigger folks. Just got the Fitzgerald project from the city of Detroit.
Good.
How are my favorite real estate moguls today?
Real estate moguls. Is that a mogul?
He's a mogul. He moguls.
Oh, I never met a mogul before.
I only get to be a mogul when he gives tours, actually. So,
Tell me what the Fitzgerald project is.
I will tell.
So the Fitzgerald project is an RFP that was released by the city of Detroit to see how we can revitalize the neighborhoods of Detroit. So basically, we partner with the platform, who's in the Fisher building. They actually own the entire building.
Right.
Yeah.
So we partner with them, and we take possession of all the land bank houses within a quarter square mile.
Okay.
And then we'll do different changes within the neighborhood. So we're putting
Like
in
what?
urban farming.
Aha.
Working with Detroit PD to get officers and their young families into their neighborhood, because part of this is we're also using federal funds to provide 12 affordable for sale houses.
Terrific.
really targeted, one neighborhood at a time, really in depth, and really getting the people who actually live in the neighborhood involved in the and committed to the health of the neighborhood.
All the difference in the world. I can put my whole life together in one single word. And, you know, I was, what's that? I said relationship. I said my whole life, and that's what you have here. Has been relationship, whether it's personal or business or whatever. It's all a matter of relationship.
Absolutely true.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Part of our series around mentorship, but also events, is having folks come and share their stories.
Yes.
Success stories,
Yes.
and failures.
Oh, yes.
So we ran a whole series last year called Celebrating Failure.
No kidding.
Yeah, and I wrote blogs where I celebrated a lot of my failures. That it was hard to choose which ones to write about. So we have a wall called the Failure Wall that's dedicated to it back there. We run workshops where we ask people, what would you do if you weren't afraid to fail? And to me, it's really revealing the things that they said. Because when you write it down, really? I don't start a band because I'm afraid to failure. I won't go back to school because I'm afraid to fail. Come on. But we ask people, go and try new things. You're going to fail. But don't worry, we're going to be there to support you. We're not going to make fun of you. We're not going to drag you on social media. Traditionally in Michigan, if you tried something and you failed, you got fired, you got made fun of. You know, the Edsel is a great example of it. We still joke about, ha ha ha, those idiots that made the Edsel.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that.
It didn't work, but that's okay. They were trying a new model to see if people would like it. And what happened for a generation after that? They stopped trying new things. J.M. Barrie, this is my favorite one, says we're all failures, at least the best of us are. We tend to think that the best of us never failed. They were just successful. They're all in the Hall of Fame. But the reality is the best of us are failures.
Yeah.
They tried new things and they failed. And of course, a queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. Oprah says it, so it must be true.
Must be true.
Because, you know,
must be
all hail
true.
Queen Oprah. So there you go.
I kind of chuckle at that.
Wait a minute.
Well, this neighborhood has really come back strong.
Mm-hmm.
All of Detroit, downtown particularly, has come back strong. But this neighborhood, I mean, there are a lot of young people living in this area now. A lot of condos, a lot of apartments, all of that, and new businesses and all that. It's fantastic.
Hundreds of new businesses have opened in this neighborhood just in the last couple of years. There's basically a new business every week. About 200 new businesses have opened up in the last 4 years in this neighborhood, which is kind of crazy. If you think about it. And still, we could use more. You look around, there's still places for more people. Because, as I mentioned before, it's about critical mass. That you have one business by itself, it better be a destination.
Yeah.
2 or 3 businesses, suddenly, if you happen to be going to one, you might also want to stop in another. It makes it easier for more businesses. So having 200 and having that many open up in sort of a short time frame has been fabulous. But there's more room to do it. And you know, I love this city. It's my home. And I remember being a kid and recognizing so many of the challenges that we were having in the city in the 70s and the 80s, and thinking that I needed to be a part of that solution. I'm a big believer that Detroit is never going to be successful again unless everyone gets to participate in this recovery.
Good point.
So this time we have to make sure that all across the city, everyone is getting to participate.
How do we do that?
Well, for one thing, we need to listen to people in those communities. It's not, hey, come and look at our plans for your community. What do you think? It's, what are your plans for your community and how can we help you accomplish them? We physically get out into 7 neighborhoods around the city. In those communities, we partner with local community development corps in those neighborhoods so that we can be as in touch with the needs and goals of the people in those communities as possible. I think that's a really important one.
You know, TechTown is more than a place to do some work. It's part of the future of Detroit, where communities can work together to achieve something great. Thanks for watching. This has been Coffee Break with John Prost.
They want a shot of the door closing, I think.
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for your time. It's great.
Absolutely.
This will be fun. We'll get you a copy of the tape.